Howdy, folks. Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm on the FTOG Ozone Skyblock Reborn server, hanging out here at my base because that's what I do. I hang out here at my base. But yeah, I've got a block behind me there. That's a solid chunk that I've got stuff to do, and I want to invite you along to do it. So here, let's spin around, and just to make life a little bit easier for me. I set that up. Yeah, this is going to be the Ad Astra area here. And if there we go, F3G brings up the chunk area. And so this is completely in a chunk. And this is where the main Ad Astra stuff is going to go. And there's nothing between me and the sky. So no trees or anything like that's causing a problem. However, this would be a very boring island. So we got to do something about that. And I don't really want to get too close to here, so I may have to chip off a chunk of that. I wanted to go ahead, talking with Middleclaw, he was saying, I would like to see a buildy sort of episode where you build an island completely. And I said, okay, I can do that. And it would be fun to do something where I actually have a little bit of a question and answer period in something like this. I think that would be fun too. So I went ahead and did that. I was going to have him along. Unfortunately, right now it's like, it's something on the order of like 4 in the morning for him. So it's not happening. However, I am expanding out this island a little bit. I do have a collection of questions that I pinged my patrons and pinged people on the FTOG channel and got one off of YouTube comment. So go over several things. But first, I need to just kind of expand out the size of this island a little bit. Because the current, while this is what I want, I need a little bit more room. So one of the things that I need to do is kind of chop off this little corner, make it look more organic, if that's a word. All right, so just kind of bring this in a little bit. That's kind of chunky, so let's trim this corner a little bit. Okay, that's too much. Actually, that kind of like that. All right, so happy little mistake there. We'll go with Bob Ross. Put that there. So we've got an island piece coming around here. This needs to dip in. That's too much there. So I'm hoping you get kind of an idea of the mindset that I'm in, where I'm looking at stuff and going, yeah, that needs to not be so chunky, if that's a word, so that we have some additional interest here with the island. Let's narrow this in a bunch more. And having a good fast pick is great because it makes it much easier. That's too symmetrical. Let's shove it and stuff like that. There we go. It makes it really easy to break the dirt. And I think I need to kind of bring a curve through here. So let's just take that off. And now I can go poink. There we go. Let's see how that's looking. That's better. That's a better curve. Now we need a little something here. And I'll take this dry grass, so I can use that up. And maybe a little bit more. There we go. I think that's a good kind of rough shape for an island. Because square is boring. Definitely want to have something that's a better shape than this. All right, now I need to, I have F4 bound to my light levels, and yep, that's what I'm looking for right there. No mobs on here. All right. And I much prefer my light levels to give me numbers than X's, because what I can easily look at this and go, that's bright, that's dimmer over here. I've got night vision on, so I won't see it, but I want to be able to know instantly, that was a 0, that's a problem. And I know now that my light level is on, as opposed to, I'm looking for an X somewhere. Anyway, let's turn that off. So that's given me a beginning of a base area, but very flat, and flat is also kind of boring. So the next thing I want to do is make kind of a higher piece. So if we look over on this area, it started off flat, but I've got a little higher piece there, got a little higher piece here, a little higher piece over there. That adds some interest to the island. So let's take and make a little spot here. We've got some nice little pieces here to go with. And actually I'll break that, put the light back on top. All right, deep, something like that. It needs a little bit more there. Maybe hanging out a little bit more around the edge. So it's an overhanging piece of the island. Yeah, kind of like that. All right, so that looks better. And since I've got it, doink. So now I have a flat spot here. There. Oh, crud. I did not want to do all of that. And used to have something called wand oops. Not no more. Unfortunately, that would have been nice. Oh, well. However, this is breaking up very quickly. Yay for a good pick. All right, why didn't you warn me before I did that? Yeah, you're all on probation for not warning me. All right. There. Super fast. Not a problem. Ahem. There, that looks a little bit better. I need to balance that off a little bit more. Yeah, well, let's have a little... Nothing over here. Okay, let's have another little island piece over here. So it gives a little bit more interesting definition. There we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And I'm not going to make the same mistake. All of that, me making mistakes, always very possible. All right, so there's another island piece. The other thing that also makes it interesting is to have pieces underneath. And I was thinking about that. I think I will do that here. All right, so something, maybe not that there, but let's go under. So now I've got an island piece that's sticking out here, but it's an under island piece. And just randomly generating some sort of circular-ish sort of place. Yeah, that'll work. So initially when I was making islands, everything was flat on the same level. Boom, done. That was it. Let me go like this. Yeah. It doesn't really blend in too well. That's a little bit better. Not too sure about that part there. Let's do this. Yeah, something more like that. All right. So I can make something that looks a little bit more pleasing. Tweak it a little bit more. There we go. I may fiddle with that a little bit more. I'm not too pleased with the shape of that. It's yeah, that kind of pulls it around a little bit more. It's no longer a direct line. It is a direct line. All right. All right, let's try that. Okay, so it's less of a direct line from the other piece. And we need a little bit more bump. Okay, I'm gonna stop playing with this. Too much. There we go. That's better. All right, so that's a better. It's not a circle. It's not a square. It's just a weird ovally thing. Let's look at light levels because I went over here. Yep, too dark. All right, so there is the island I'm going to start with. This is going to be the little dark spot. This is going to be the center of the Ad Astra stuff. And so cool. I've got myself a good sized beginning island. And because I've used these canopy trees from the Twilight Forest, I'll probably add some more here around the sides just to kind of tie it in with the rest of the islands. Because I'm using them all over the place. I no longer care about the phantoms. I've got the charm for that. Plus, this is down here below 64. And so if I'm in this stuff just sitting without a charm, they won't appear because I'm below Y64. So that is a nice benefit. And since it's all savanna grassland here for the biome, that's why I'm going with this dry grass. Is this? Yeah, dry grass, just because it looks better here. So, all right. So I've got myself an island. Now let's answer the first question as we've got this set up. Linda asked the first question, and she was saying, "Why ducks?" Which is a good question. Why is it that I have the name Grok the Duck Farmer? Why? Yeah, how did duck farming come in? Do I like ducks? Am I a duck that's farming? Am I a farmer of ducks? More the latter, a farmer of ducks than a actual duck. Although one of my series I did actually was me as a duck, which was loads of fun. It's actually, I've got 4 of these dry grasses. Let's kind of intersperse them in here and help the grass spread. Unfortunately, my watering can does not improve the spreading of this Botania grass. But all right, so yeah, they spread right there. Okay, so ducks. Way back when, we're going back 30 plus years. Chatting with my wife, and we were talking about cavemen and going, cavemen are really dumb because and came up with the name Grok. Grok sounds like a good caveman-y sort of name. And we're going, yeah, imagine a dumb caveman who was trying to figure out how to do stuff like farming ducks. The questions, how close apart do you plant them? How deep do you plant them? What sort of fertilizer do you use to grow your ducks? All of those are very good questions. Not smart questions, but they're good questions. And so, we were going, yeah, me Grok, me farm ducks. That was the thought way back when, and it was a fun alias, and so I went with it. So there is where Grok the Duck Farmer comes from. Let's see. So with an island like this, the next thing I want to do is add some dirt layers. You can see typically I have like 3 layers of dirt, 2 that are almost exclusively dirt, and then the third is broken up with the stone. It's not a hard fast thing. Smaller islands have typically 2 and then more stone, but I want to add some dirt beneath these to make it easier to build the island up. And since we've got this here, let me add some more dirt underneath here. Something like a little bit like this. All right. So coming underneath, then I start I don't go straight out here to the side because straights are kind of boring. I come in a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 blocks. Sometimes I sit there and say, I want an overhang or an underhang, and come around, pinch in. Let's have another piece coming around here, just for fun. Yeah, I'll keep it a little bit lower than that. And then I'm building beyond the island part I already made. There we go. So now it's attached back in. Let's connect here. And with this, I need 2 pieces of dirt. Otherwise, the grass from above will come down. You can see it, which is weird. All right, and then and flight makes this so much easier. Have I done this in vanilla? Yes, I have. Is it easy? No, it's not, because I would have a water feature underneath me, a pond or ocean or something like that, just because when I fall, and I will fall off of the scaffold, it makes it a little bit easier for me to survive and get back up. All right, so I've got 2 layers now, and here's where I'm going to add a third. And so that's where I come in and I go, okay, put in piece there, maybe a piece here. Just fill that up there. I'm going to leave that for stone. Go one down here, there. So I'm not filling it in entirely everywhere. I'm just every so often I'm putting in the dirt. And so if we come back, you can see I've got kind of a randomized. I'm human. I can't make random things, but as much as I can, that's randomized. And so that will look good. All right, let's come over to this one and reproduce that effect with this island, and that goes in like that. So let's start making a third down. All right. The idea with this that I'm having, because when I first started making these floating islands, it was one massive island. And more now, I'm making a central piece with other parts. So it's multiple connected islands. If we come to this guy here, we've got this central piece, and then we've got this one over here, which is its own little island that's attached to the other. And that should really have another piece of dirt there. Likewise, this piece here is its own little island that's attached. And same with, I don't know how much I made that a semi-detached. Yeah, it's its own little beginning little island, fairly attached to the rest. Any other examples? There's an island, and this one's kind of attached to it. And it goes down, then back up, and then down. So that's kind of the idea. That it makes it easier to build, and I'm not making the steep V that I used to make. I have a much shallower shape, and then I have lots of hanging stone parts. Those are fun. All right, so this is done. And let's work on this one over here. Next question, also by Linda. And she was saying, asking, what's my favorite base? Because I have been building Minecraft bases for a long time. And I'll kind of cheap out on this. I pretty much live in the present, in that I like the base I'm currently working on more than, past stuff. I this is pretty for me. All these floating islands, all the different colors and textures and the trees and all of that. I like this. I like this a lot. I like the freedom of building in a void world, because I can build lots of these floating islands. I like that a lot. So, this right now, this is my favorite because I'm building it right now. So there's 3. Yep, that's 3 levels. And since I have lots of dirt, I'm going to go ahead and fill up these little voids here. So there's that piece. So now, actually, I should just build out these individual, these 3 sub-islands first. I'm going to get rid of my dirt for right now. Well, much of my dirt. Most of my dirt. Because that's a lot of dirt that I don't need right now. I will take several stacks. And now I need some stone, because now it's putting the stone underneath. All right. And that's handy. Being able to zip right back. Okay, so the next part is putting the stone parts underneath here. And I've got torches. Torches is a very common thing for me to use to anchor stuff with. Or if I've got the Britannia mana blaster like this, I can put these lights in place. For example, I can go 2, and then I can put a piece of stone right underneath that light block. And otherwise, there's no other way I could easily put the stone. I've got bazillion stone. I could use a lot more, but I kind of like, using that. So if I don't have the mana blaster, I'll just use torches like this, and then I can go and pick it back up because I've got a magnet. And that way I can pull in the stone. So it's, you can see where the slope is going in. So that's what I do. I'm going to put a stone here and a stone there. So it's starting to get the second layer with some stone. And we'll bump off of that, bump in there, bump out there. And from here, I'm just going to pull in those two. And for light level, I'll just throw a light up in there. All right. And then the question is, do I want to come down? Yeah, I could just put the stone, but quite often now I'm putting light levels in here. And yeah, I'm going to use torches and mana blasters lights in here just for fun. This I'm going to put like that, and this, yeah, that'll definitely work, but it needs some light in there. Over here, we'll do the same sort of thing. Blast it so I can come down and around. All right, so now I've got, we need a thingy coming in here. There we go. So at this point, this layer is done. And we've started to build down a layer below. And here's where, rather than just doing a V, for example, if I put a torch here and rather than coming in as a V like that, I'm having more flatter spaces. So I'll take and pull this around, and take this and pull it around. So it's a flatter piece here, if it makes more sense. Won't do. Sometimes I'll bump back up, and let's have one go down here, just to kind of break things up. So going up and down is fine. I've got a light piece. I can go right here. Let's pull this around. We need to bump down here and wrap it around a little bit like that. Let's have it go up. Here's where definitely we need to have it come down. So, and we can wrap it around. All right, so that's kind of how I just, there is a very scientific method of judging things that my dad explained to me. It's called TLAR, and it stands for that looks about right. And you typically squint with one eye, stick out a thumb, and look at it and go, that looks about right. That's how you judge things. So this evidently this layer is, you know, coming in fairly tight, which I'm liking more and more rather than the deep V. But we need a layer at least, maybe a bit more. All right, so let's put a flare there, bring it down and around. You know, I may just cap this off. Whoops, not that one. I may just cap it off with this right here. At this point, now I've got stuff here at the bottom that I can start building a hanging down piece. And let's put a little hanger down there. This needs to come down. That could be a hanger down. This definitely looks like it should come down. Same with that. And okay, so that's looking pretty good. These line up. So let's have you go down one more. And now that lines up with this one back here. And you can come down a little bit more. That's much better. So now the question is, do I want to bring the stone up or the dirt down? I think I'll bring the stone up right here. So it's up on the second layer. And then we should also bring down some of the dirt, because yeah, we could bring that down a little bit there. Just a little bit of dirt that's kind of hanging onto the bottom of this. Since we pulled that up there, let's put a bit of stone there. All right, so there we've got a bottom piece, and this needs to go a little bit lower. Nope. All right, so that's looking pretty good. This needs to me, feels like that needs to go down a little bit more. And if I'm going to do that, bump that up a little bit more. Now this is looking very regular. So this is where I'll break that up a little bit more. Okay, that's looking better. That's looking too similar. All right. I'm going to break you away, even though I added you. Let's take you away. There we go. That's pleasing to me at this point. That's a much better shape. I think we need a little bit of dirt right there, just to kind of hold that in place. And yeah, I'm going to keep that missing. Typically, I would add a block there, but no, nope. Gonna lose that. All right. Next question from Mr. Neocortex was saying, what dead mod would I revive? And while I'm answering this, I'm going to start with the stone part over here. All right, so what dead mod would I revive? That's a good question. I think if I were to revive something, it was something in 1.10 and 1.12. And it was called the Genetics Reborn, which obviously means that it was from a earlier version of the Minecraft. However, the fun thing with that is you could scrape off of various mobs, you could scrape genes off of them, and then you could process those genes, extract out some genetic information from them. So you could go to like a chicken and you could scrape genes off of that chicken and get the ability to fly. Well, no. Chickens were feather fall. So you could no longer take terrible fall damage. That was very handy. I don't like taking fall damage. Wow, that one ended up going short very fast. These things kind of happen. So that was fun. The one that was hard to find were bats, because those are the ones I would look for the most and scrape, because that gave flight. And me and flight, I love it. I think flight is the best thing ever. All right. So this needs to have some stone pull up a little bit more. Let's put that one there and that one there. And why am I not using my pick? Because it would just blast right through. And then that wouldn't work out so well. All right. Yeah, that was a really fast sub-island piece there. So yeah, Genetics Reborn, that would be loads of fun. I really like being able to find a way of getting flight in a mod pack as soon as possible, because it makes life very easy to go about, find things, escape from bad mobs, and make islands, because islands. Floating islands are the best. All right, so next question, also from Mr. Neocortex, I was reading this. What mod would I create if I could? As a good question. I thinking about it, I would like to have a magic mod would be fun. I find those entertaining. I have no idea what sort of magic mod I would use for that. Although what would be fun is to have a mod that would allow me to have duck. I was thinking duck ears. Ducks don't have visible ears. They actually have ears, yes, they do, because they can hear, but they are hidden behind the feathers of their heads, so you're not going to notice that. That something like that would be fun. Being able to have a duck head, or cat ears or dog ears, or stuff like that, I think would be fun. But a magic mod, I think a magic mod would be a blast. What type of magic? That I have no idea, none whatsoever. All right, so with these 3 little sub islands done, then I can start working on the main island and integrate with these other pieces. So like over here, we need some dirt to kind of connect this. Maybe, yeah, that's all it needs to connect that in. Let's do a fringe around here. And kind of pull it in and out. It's kind of flat. You know, I think I would kind of like to have a little bit of overhang there. Yeah, that would work. Put this in. That's while I'm doing this, I will look at my list for question number 5, also from Linda, one of my patrons. And she asks, what is the first automated farm I would make on a vanilla server? And that's a good question. Typically, what I'm looking for on a vanilla server is, you know, I'm missing resources. So I need to get probably iron going as fast as possible with a little iron farm. And if I can find a village and be able to move some of those villagers around. Pokeballs are so great. Not there. B. These little mob imprisonment tools, so great for moving people about. But with vanilla, it's all minecarts and pushing, which is not much fun. But you know, it is necessary too. So yeah, iron farm. Making an iron farm and a quick dirty iron farm to begin with, just so that I've got iron. That means armor. That means all sorts of, you know, good stuff. You know, rails, tons of stuff like that is absolutely necessary with iron. All right, so that, let's pull down a little bit more in our Keduki. So this is where the big island is going to take more work because it's a much bigger surface. And that's okay. Let's flatten this out just a little bit and then pull down. All right, so that's given me a second and a third layer for the dirt. Cool. All right, now it's the making of the stone layer. And let's do that. Have that go up. Put down some lights. The other reason why I throw lights and torches around a whole bunch is it stops mob spawning inside my islands. And you know, having, you know, zombies growling underneath, it's not much fun. I prefer not to have them do that. But this will certainly work. Bring that in there, that there, push that up there. There's a flat there. Yep. Hit a flare. All right. So yeah, iron farm. That's typically one of the first things I will build on a vanilla server. That's very, very handy to have. Push that up there. This next, Haas asks, how do I plan for a build? And also, you know, how do I determine what color palette I'm going to use? Both very good questions. And way back on a, you know, at some point, you know, in ye olden days, as I was building stuff, let's pull this around here while I'm talking. Initially, I would look at how other YouTubers and people were posting builds and say, ooh, I would like to build something like them, and copy their build, which is a totally legit way of learning how to build stuff and building various building techniques. Totally think that's fine. And then after a while, I started getting my own style of things that I liked to do. And so I started just, you know, stone and wood. That's my go-to structures for building stuff, especially deep slate. I really do like deep slate a lot for a building material. It also makes a nice fine funk sound as you put things down. Give you an idea of stone and wood. This is a stone and wood example where I started with deep slate and brick, and then we got some stripped, I think that's dark spruce. No, that's dark oak. Okay. Dark oak's my favorite. Then spruce, then oak, and then I ignore the rest. as far as the log and structure stuff. But so deep slate and stone brick, and then I introduced some dark oak and the stone brick, and then the next layer above is the dark oak and oak. So it's wood and stone. That's my go-to way of building stuff. Likewise over here, this was the first one I built, and didn't have much by way of stone at this point, and so it's very much wooden structure. The dark oak, because I love dark oak, and then oak as a counterpoint, and then I used the cobblestone walls in there. Let's get rid of the rain because nobody loves rain. There's end of the rain. And then mob farm, that's all stone, in this case the deep rock. And then this is a modern building, quote unquote, in that it's stone, the deep slate stone bricks, which I really like, and then that's the castle blocks from the Twilight Forest to make it not wood. Because that's what I'm doing. All right, back over to here. So how do I plan out stuff? The Keller palettes are almost always going to be stone and wood. Stone and wood. That's my go-to. I really have to have resources available to go elsewhere. And modern building is not my forte. I have to really think about it hard to do something that's modern or modern-esque. It takes a while for me to figure out what I'm going to do as far as modern building. Let's go there. So right now I'm just extending the island part, and I'm okay with having some stone here up in the ceiling part. In fact, I'm just bending this up, so this is kind of like a little sub island piece right here, just because it makes it quick and easy. Bend that up like this. All right, so now we need to start pulling this back down, because if it's all the same, it's boring. Nobody likes boring. All right, let's put that there, that there. Yeah, that can come across over this way. Okay, so there's that. That was question 6. Oh, how do I plan for a build? I talked about the building palette, but how do I plan for a build? I'm kind of like Minecraft at this point, where with Minecraft you just plug in a seed and it will generate the same thing. Every time you start up a new world, you plug in the same seed, it generates the same thing because it's procedural. I kind of have that same thought nowadays too, in that I really like doing things in odds. So yeah, it means it's just a single door for me to get through, but that's okay. I really like having a 3x3 for an entranceway, and then going with the wood on the side. Instead of having just a single log or stone or something like that and then going off to the side, I do this double piece where the log comes around. Same thing over here. I don't do a single piece typically for my corners. I do a double. It's just what I like to do. On the inside, I'll do the double piece again, but it's harder to see just because it's on the inside. But that's generally how I do my walls. And then I will count out. In fact, I actually think I did that when I was building this. I started with the beginning part, and then I let's get around here, put this in place, and I said 1, 2, 3. That's an odd number, and then 2, so I could bend around. 1, 2, 3. Here's another odd number. Then 2. Here's 5 odd numbers. Those are great. 2. Here's another 3. Another 3. Another 5. So I just kind of wrapped it around, and then I decided I needed a second level. In this case, there's nothing really in there as far as living space. I'll go in and show. It's just got kind of a layer here, but it gives a nice vaulted opening up here at the top. And because it's an odd number, there's a central rail. you know, there's a central piece going around. And I also like not having things very symmetrical. You know, this is symmetrical, you know, on all the axes. This is symmetrical, this little piece here. This is symmetrical, this little piece over here. This is symmetrical here, but they aren't symmetrical with each other. And so you get some weirdness up here. I like it. I like that it's just slightly different. I think that's a fun way of doing stuff. And like I said, I'm kind of procedural now in that I start with where's going to be the entrance. I figure out, am I having a wide entrance? Am I a narrow entrance? I like having a little hall. And then I just kind of play with the structure building around. This one is far more symmetrical, but it's the same sort of thing. Here's a three wide entranceway, and it's technically 3 deep, but it's 2, comes in, bends around, and then I've got a 5 wide, bends around. Similar, but you know, different because you know, I added some weird little bump outs and stuff like that just to give it some structure. And then that gives me, you know, columns and flying buttresses and stuff to make it around the trees. Back here, I didn't care about doing the 2 pieces to go around. That's just a common center piece right there that I did an L shape, and then just put some structures just to make it look different. So that's how do I build with that? That's just kind of the way I build nowadays. I just kind of wing it, and it seems to work. Yeah, I need to watch more videos of other people building stuff and borrow from their ideas. I would say steal, but nope, they put it out there for people to see, so I shall call it borrowing, and that's perfectly fine. Do you want to do stuff like this? Go right ahead. That's why I've been doing this recording here. All right, question number 7 from Linda again, and she was asking, what's my favorite mod pack? Which is a good question. I've played lots and lots and lots. This right now is the kitchen sink mod pack where it's got a not so much a story, but some quests to play through, and you know, I like how the quests are helping but not forcing me to do various things. You know, I can do whatever I want. You know, Minecraft, you can do whatever you want, but I am kind of enjoying this one. But if I've got to name a mod pack that I really liked, I would go with Blightfall. It's 1.7, something like that. It's an older mod. The idea for the storyline, and it's a more of a story driven mod pack that I really enjoyed. You are a colonist or explorer trying to figure out what happened with the previous colonists on the planet. It turned out that the Thaumcraft blight that tainted landscape is everywhere, except a couple places where little domed areas that the original colonists had set up. And so you start off in space and come down, and your job is to remove the blight on the world. Loads of fun. Played it with 2 of my friends, and that was a good number of people on there. The 3 of us were able to go through all the various explorations and find what we needed to find, explore where we needed to explore, get I'm trying to remember if Britannia was in it. I know Blood Magic and Thaumcraft, those 2 were both in, and it's highly possible that Britannia was in there too. Drawing a black, it was many years ago when we played it. Loads of fun. Absolutely enjoyed that. We got to the point where we had all the devices and everything needed to detaint the land, and we started doing some processes of removing the taint. At that point, we realized it was just going to be a big grind, and we said, okay, yep, we done. We've conquered this. We've figured out how to do what needs to be done. We can, you know, we see the handwriting on the wall. We're done. So Blightfall, loads of fun. I would love to see that as a modern pack. You know, with the modern versions of the mods instead of like 1.7. It was quite old. Anyway, loads of fun, loads of fun. Let's see, that was another one. That the my favorite mod pack. That question was from Fractured Flask, and if you haven't already, you should check. I'll have a link in the description to his channel. He's been making some videos here on the same mod pack on the Ozone Skyblock Reborn server. Well, not this server, but on his own, and he's been having fun. I love watching what he's doing because he does things differently, which is a blast. It's fun seeing how people do stuff, and because I have my way of doing things, I like seeing how other people do stuff, and so you can see that there. So strongly suggest, if you haven't already watched his things, definitely do. Loads of fun. All right, so that's Flash with number 7, and number 8. Linda asked, "Why do ducks have flat feet?" And there's a good answer for that. The reason why ducks have flat feet is because they go around stomping out forest fires. And the follow-up question is, why do elephants have flat feet? The answer for that is because they go around stomping out burning ducks. So one of the old jokes, I think she was saying that's like the oldest dad joke that I posted on the FTOG group, and guilty as charged. I love posting silly dad jokes. It wasn't this Christmas, but the Christmas before, I was given a tin that had 100 cards in it with 2 dad jokes each, and I was making the shape with my hand, like you could see what that was. So that's why things stopped. And so for the next too many weeks, I posted a dad joke each weekday, and it was fun because they were funny, and every so often I'll pull them out and I'll read one to Mrs. the DuckFarmer, and she'll groan and complain about the terribleness of the jokes. And I said, they're not mine, they're from the tin. Enjoy. So that's the way it is. All right, we're pinching together here very nicely, and so that was number 8. Looking at number, nope, I missed that spot. I wanted to bring it over here against that one. Doink. There we go. And let's go down and in a little bit. All right. So number 9. Yep. Fixer asks, how do I prioritize resources? Whoops, I don't want that. There we go. How do I prioritize resources? That's a good question, and the simple quick answer is whatever hurts to not have. So if I keep going, dang, I'm running out of food, I'm just starving here and having problems, I need food. If it's a case of, ooh, I would really like to build something, but I have no dirt to fill up the area, okay, then I need to go harvest me some dirt. If I'm out of cobblestone, or other stone blocks to build things, I need to get some of that. So that's typically what I go, and that's what's one reason why quite often early in a pack I need to figure out how to get iron, because iron is the source of many tech, and it would be good to have an unlimited amount of iron. So mystical agriculture, make an iron farm, whatever you want to do, do something to get iron going fast. That's kind of my way of looking at things. What am I missing? And at this point, I'm in the pack where I'm not really missing hardly anything. I've got tons and tons and tons and tons of resources. However, the stuff that I'm currently missing are things like the hard to get things at this point, stuff that's from other dimensions. You know, to get deeper into Project E, I need to get to Mars and to, you know, Venus and other places. Let's do a spot there. I'm almost done with the downside of this island. So let's put that there. And here I'm just going to finish it off. There we go. So that's done. So now we need down pokey bits. And this here, let's make it a quite deeper pokey bit. More over on this side, a bit more there. That needs to go down some. We need some pokey down bits here, maybe there, some there, a little bit there. I'm liking pokey down bits a lot at this point when building things. And let's have you go down a little bit there for fun. Another one there. All right, so that's the beginning of looking good. And here's where I also kind of stand back and go, what do I need? That, you know, like that needs something there. Let's pull this out. That looks pretty good. I'm going to put an extra dirt hiding back here so I can pull that down some onto it. What looks weird? Okay, that needs to be a little bit more downward pokey. Let's put some blocks here. All right, and bring that out a little bit more. Now this is looking very regular, so let's interrupt that a little bit there. And let's make you go a little bit deeper. Fun, less. All right. This is looking very regular, so let's take you and you and put some stone there. Put a stone up here. Let's kind of break that up. Let's share the dirt love and put some dirt like this, so it's going down a little bit more. Any other places for dirt? That's working pretty good. Let's make it a little bit more there. Now, I do want to light up the underside here. So I'm going to take my helmet off to get rid of night vision. Wumble, wumble, wumble. I'm thinking I will do these Twilight Forest jars. I don't need the torches anymore. You can go away. Don't need all the stone and dirt. That can go in there too. Twilight, firefly jars. There we go. Let's grab some of these and chains. I don't have chains, not chins. I have chains in here. Because if it's got EMC, I will grab that. Oh, I have a much larger stack of these than I thought. And it's nighttime. Perfect. So you can, with the night vision off, there's lights underneath my islands. Ooh, that one's a little dark right there. All right, I'm going to put a chain right there and a light right there. That lightens that up very nicely. There, I also use the various glowberries and whatnot, but this is too dark. I don't like them having that much darkness in here. So let's take right now this one right here. Give it a couple chains and a bottle, and that lights up the area very nice. All right. And this is a nice little hidden spot in here. Chain and bottle. So that lights up there. Something deep up in this area. 2, 3. Oh, nope. I missed it. It's hard to see because it's so dark. But you can see that it does light things up. We need something down in here. I think I'll put a chain and one here. And this little area. Yeah, right here. Single chain, light. There. There's enough lights hanging down here to make this look much better. Good. Done. That'll definitely work. All right. That's really dark. However, if I take a look at the numbers, it's got 2s and 3s. So I definitely want more lights down there, but no mobs will spawn. So that'll definitely work. All right, so we have at this point a working island, and it's been almost an hour. So that's about how long it takes for me to generate an island like this. If I wanted more randomization stuff going on in here, I would grab some andesite and a few other rocks like that in here. But I think this will work as is. A little bit of coal ores or iron ores or stuff like that in there, but it doesn't need much. That will definitely work. All right. So island done. And we'll go to the last question in the list. Let's walk back over here where it's brighter. Oh, I can put my helmet back on. Hey, it's bright. Oh, I love night vision. All right, so the last question was one that came on my YouTube channel. Alan was asking, why are there sometimes ticks, pops, stuff like that in the audio of my videos? And that's another very good question. I'm running a voice filter. It's the NVIDIA RTX voice filter on here to get rid of a lot of extraneous noise. About 3 minutes ago, my cat Millie was wandering through the hall and she was squeaking and crying because quite often as she will just have to talk. She's very talky, and she'll just walk down the hall going, hello, hello. And when we were talking with some other people and saying, yeah, she will walk down the hall saying hello. And when Niece the duck farmer heard that the first time, she was going, what is it? And say, yeah, that's Millie. She does that. But unless she's right next to the microphone, that gets destroyed. That gets erased. It gets filtered out. Not a problem. Occasionally, I'll hear when she jumps up on the desk, I'll hear the jingle of her collar get through, which is fine. But other stuff, you're not hearing the AC kick in or the fans of the furnace kick in. You're not hearing the fans of my computer. Quite often, if my phone rings and it's my mom or Mrs. the duck farmer, or maybe it's Niece the duck farmer calling, I'll say it's the phone that should never ring. Most of the time you can't hear it through the mic because it's being filtered out, which is really good. Or if Mrs. the duck farmer is sitting next to me and she's typing away like crazy because she's a very fast typer, you can't hear that, which is really good. The drawback is occasionally there are little artifacts of pops and clicks and stuff like that as it's filtering out noises, and you can hear that. And I'm hoping when I get around to upgrading my system to a better video card to run the RTX filter on it, it'll be better, but I don't know. One of the things that is really nice about it is it really strips out sounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find Mrs. the duck farmer, and we're literally going to have some pots and pans banging, literally. Go ahead and hit it 3 times. Go ahead and hit it 3 times. I prefer to have a nice soundproof room that I could play with. I don't have that. I record this in my office, and Mrs. the duck farmer is doing stuff, and life happens. It's okay. Anyway, we had a blast building a island here together and answering a bunch of questions. Hopefully you got an idea of the what passes for mental processes going through my brain. And if you have other questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. If you made it all the way to the end, you're amazing. You're very amazing. Anyway, this has been Grok the Duck Farmer here, playing on the FTOG Ozone Skyblock Reborn server and building an island. Well, lots of little islands all coming together as a big island. And no, not Ars Nouveau. That's the wrong thing. Ad Astra. Latin for to the stars. We will be doing with that the next episode. And thanks for watching. Bye.